The office was quiet after hours, the kind of silence that only comes when the hum of keyboards and chatter of meetings fade away. Claire Whitmore, CEO of one of the fastest-rising tech companies in New York, stayed behind, trying to solve a problem that had haunted her team for weeks, a code that refused to crack. She rubbed her temples and sighed. Billions of dollars in security, research, and intellectual property rested on the solution, but her brightest engineers had hit a dead end. It was late. Even the janitorial staff had nearly finished their rounds. She was about to shut her laptop when something caught her attention. Across the glass conference room, she saw a young girl, maybe 12 or 13, sitting quietly at the corner table. She had a notebook in front of her, scribbling furiously, while her father, the janitor, mopped the floor nearby. Claire frowned. What is she doing here this late? Curiosity pulled her closer. She walked softly, not wanting to interrupt, and peered over the girl's shoulder. What she saw made her freeze. The girl wasn't doodling. She was sketching symbols, lines, dots, and sequences that looked hauntingly familiar. In fact, they weren't just familiar. They were identical to the very code her company had been struggling with for weeks. Where did you see this? Claire asked gently, her voice betraying both surprise and caution. The girl jumped, quickly closing her notebook, but her wide brown eyes revealed innocence, not guilt. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I was just playing with the numbers on the whiteboard. I like puzzles. Claire's breath hitched. She glanced at the far wall, where yesterday's brainstorming session had left streaks of equations and symbols. The engineers had dismissed it all as a dead end. Yet here was a janitor's daughter, solving it like it was a game. The janitor rushed over, nervous and embarrassed. Ma'am, I'm so sorry. She shouldn't be bothering you. Please forgive her. She just waits for me while I finish work. But Claire wasn't annoyed. She was mesmerized. What's your name? Lily, the girl whispered. Claire smiled softly. Lily, would you show me what you were working on? The janitor hesitated, but Lily opened her notebook with trembling hands. Step by step, line by line, Claire's eyes widened. Lily had taken what the engineers dismissed as chaos and found a pattern. Not only that, she was already halfway to cracking the sequence. The CEO sank into a chair, her heart racing. This child is seeing what no one else could. Do you know what this means? Claire asked carefully. Lily shook her head. No. I just thought it was like a treasure map. You know, clues that lead to the next clue. I like when things fit. Claire swallowed hard. This wasn't just a child's game. This was the very encryption that protected her company's most valuable designs. Designs that competitors were desperately trying to steal. She looked at the janitor, who stood frozen, his mop dripping water onto the floor. Mr. Ramirez, your daughter just solved something that a team of PhD engineers couldn't. His eyes widened. She did what? Claire turned back to Lily, her tone soft but filled with awe. You have a gift. Do you know that? Lily blushed, lowering her eyes. I just like figuring things out. It makes me feel calm. For the first time in weeks, Claire felt hope. She leaned forward, lowering her voice as if sharing a secret. Lily, you may have just saved this company. The janitor's eyes brimmed with tears. He had spent his life cleaning the halls of opportunity he could never step into, and now, his daughter was being seen not for her circumstances, but for her brilliance. Claire reached out, touching the notebook gently. And in that moment, the CEO, the janitor, and the little girl sat together in a quiet office at midnight. United by a code, a puzzle, and a discovery that none of them could have predicted.